signed the Consolidated Appropriations Act to immediately reopen the federal government and fund the vast majority of operations through the rest of the fiscal year. I want to thank, and I have a list here because the list is growing all the time. Everybody wants to be a part of this. So I think I'm going to read the names. I think you deserve to have your names read. And if I don't read any, just raise your hand and let's have it. But I have to start with Speaker Mike Johnson, who's done an incredible job, done really an incredible job, and we appreciate it. Tom Cole, Ronnie Jackson, Buddy Carter, Stephanie Bice, Ken Calvert, John Carter, David Joyce, Steve Womack, and on Steve Womack, I just, where's Steve?
Right here.
Where's Steve?
Mr. President.
Come here, Steve. I want to just say he had a rough, that's a rough week or so, right?
Tough,
Had
Mr. President.
an incredible wife who passed away, but she was an incredible woman, and everybody knows that, everybody up here, so we're with you all the way.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm glad you
We're
could be
grateful.
here.
Grateful.
I understand. That's a rough deal. He went through rough. He had a good marriage. Good marriage is better than a bad marriage. But it makes it a little bit tougher when something like that happens. Robert Adderholt.
Not here. Thank you.
Susan Collins. Hi, Susan. All right, you're doing good. Cindy Hyde-Smith.
Right here.
Cindy, well, you always do good, Cindy.
Thank you.
Bill Haggerty. Hi, Bill. Lindsey Graham, who's way up in the polls. Lindsey, what's going on with you? You're so high. I don't
Has
think...
a lot to do with you, don't forget that.
Has the opponent dropped out? Has your Democrat opponent
You
dropped
kind
out?
of South Carolina, they're going.
Mario Diaz-Balart.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mario. Katie Britt.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Katie. What a job you're doing.
Thank you.
John Barrasso. He knows more about healthcare than any human being on earth, I think, when I need somebody. Yeah, John is a great person, too. Shelley Moore Capito. Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you, sir.
Very much. Hal Duncan, Associate Director of the Legislative Affairs. Thank you, Hal. Great job. And Susan Ross Avison and Betsy McConnell, they were really instrumental and they really worked hard. So I want to thank you all. And I want to, anybody I didn't mention? Oh boy, that'd be nice. Because, you know, it's a little embarrassing when they stick their hand up. I think to just be quiet is probably easier, but I'm glad we got you in because you really have worked hard. This bill is a great victory for the American people. Instead of a bloated and wasteful omnibus monstrosity full of special interest handouts, we've succeeded in passing a fiscally responsible package that actually cuts wasteful federal spending while supporting critical programs for the safety, security, and prosperity of the American people. And this group of people behind me and others, a lot of votes, and they really have done a fantastic job because closing the country, you know, we had a it looks like 5.6, and it could have been 7. We lost a point and a half because of a 42-day shutdown, and that's the least of it. But we would have been at 7. Can you believe it? 7 GDP. Nobody ever heard of a 7 GDP. So I'm glad we got this done because this would be another point and a half or something, or maybe worse. The bill officially ends all taxpayer subsidies for radical far-left woke programming on NPR and PBS, or just a waste of money. It slashes nearly $10 billion in wasteful foreign aid spending, giving money to countries that don't need it. They have plenty of money. And we ended that. That was so important, $10 billion. Think of it. It continues the closure of USAID and creates a brand new America First Opportunity Fund for responsibly providing foreign assistance to nations where it actually serves American interests. So we have nations that do help us and it serves our interests, so we have something to help them out with. This bill also cuts funding to abusive and weaponized IRS programs. I was a victim of that too. You probably read that. Did you read that recently, right?
Sure.
I was, I guess, the ultimate victim. That were used to harass American taxpayers. It builds on the Republican decisions package passed last summer, which saved Americans billions and billions of dollars. It fully funds our military, includes a well-deserved pay raise for all American service members, and makes historic investments in the American shipbuilding industry, which is great. We're really starting to do something incredible with shipbuilding. And I don't know if you saw that the United States of America, for the first time in over 30 years, beat Japan. We love Japan, great country, but their power in steel making, that we produce more steel this year than Japan. Think of that. More steel than Japan, and Japan is a powerhouse of that. And we were pretty much dead when it came to steel. So what do you think of that? To me, when I heard that, we did more than Japan. It continues to fund deportation flights that are removing dangerous illegal aliens from our country. It continues historically successful efforts to reduce crime in our nation's capital. We have a very safe city right now. We have a city that is like a different world from what it was a year and a half ago, when you couldn't walk down a street without being hurt very badly. I want to say that in a nice way. Washington, D.C. is a safe city. In Memphis, by the way, crime is down 77%. Amen. And in New Orleans, I don't know if you heard these numbers, but in New Orleans, we started 4 weeks ago, max, and crime is down 68%. It's going to be down to practically nothing within the next month. Pretty amazing. But it all helped cut the number of murders in D.C. by 80%, and we have numbers coming up, newer numbers, we're down 97% in murders. It's a horrible thing to even be talking about, murders in D.C., but a lot of people were being killed in Washington, D.C., if you can believe it, and now we have a very safe, I don't know if there's any such thing as crime-free, but pretty close in January compared to 12 months ago. So we have close to 95% down crime in Washington, D.C. It allows all of you people to walk to the White House instead of getting into an Uber and getting mugged even as the Uber progresses, okay? And it continues funding for the Department of Homeland Security until later in the year. And finally, I am extremely pleased to announce that this bill includes a newly designated, movie star, Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. So she really loves the children, and she's had a tremendous success. So it's the #1 documentary in 19 years. Can you believe this? What do I get out of it? Nothing out of it. Now I had a top model, now I have a top movie star. But we have a great First Lady. She loves children, and she had a tremendous vote in this. And I want to just say, Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative within the Department of Housing and Urban Development, which will support America's foster youth and provide them critical resources as they age out of the foster care system. And the First Lady loves children, and she's been very much involved with children and helping them out and making them better. That's what she wants to do, wants to help them, and she wants to make them better. She does a great job of it. She's respected, and her movie got really incredible reviews. We're all proud of her, actually. It's amazing. Not easy to do that. Not easy to do it. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. If you would have some questions, I might just ask, before you do that, these are all outstanding politicians, the top. In my opinion, the top in the whole world, but that's, one of those things I like to build it up a little bit, but they are. They're the top politicians, they're the top political minds, and if you have any statement, does anybody have a statement that you'd like to make? We'll start on the left side. Anybody?